The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by WellMed. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello, and a beautiful good morning to all of our friends listening in and tuning in on this fabulous, gorgeous, sunny Florida Tuesday morning. It's July 20th, and another feat just occurred this morning in making history was Jeff Bezos. We're going to share some of that information with everyone this morning. And by the way, you're listening to the Quality of Life Radio Show. My name is Gary Owen.
And I'm your co-host, Tom Bouvier.
And by the way, this phenomenal, world-renowned, exciting radio show is proudly sponsored by WellMed, United Healthcare, and Lot Insurance Services. And for those of you that are streaming in live on Facebook, thanks for tuning in. And a shout out to Candace Lopes. We thank you for watching, and all of you who are watching us this morning. We appreciate it. You can also catch us on WSTUTV.com, live YouTube, and WSTU 1450 AM. And WPSL 1590 AM. And Tom and I are in the studio every single Tuesday morning. For what reason? I don't know. Tom?
I'll tell you, Gary. We have wonderful guests that we love to showcase and support, but primarily there's three reasons we come here every Tuesday morning. Number one is to bring relevant content to our listeners. We, of course, love to support and showcase local businesses and business owners, and she'll be introduced here in a moment, and also to provide education and information that will help enhance the quality of life of our listeners.
Man, that's what it's about, is really quality of life. It's supporting one another's quality of health, quality of life, and supporting each other's businesses here on the Treasure Coast. So I think that's pretty important. So, and by the way, we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to obviously share. Tracy's going to share some great information with us this morning. We'll showcase her until about 1:30. And then Tom and I will talk about some important insurance solutions. What I call insurance straight talk. There's a lot of misnomers, misinformation out there, and it's very convoluted, confusing. And we have all these sophisticated insurance products that nobody understands. So we're going to kind of bring clarity to confusion, Tom.
Absolutely. And, Gary, if I could quickly interject, I was very happy to and kind of proud of what this comment by a recent client of mine. She said, we drove all the way up from a certain city, like 15 miles south. And she's saying, I stopped going to this other insurance agent because every time he talked, he made me more confused. And he wouldn't answer my questions. I would bring up questions. He said, oh, yeah, that's a good point. Oh, yeah. I don't know. And this was an agent who was experienced and been in the business for many years. But she said he never gave me the straight answer and wouldn't even answer my questions. And I left more confused. So when you said straight talk, she said, I love it because you just tell me exactly what it is. And you answer every one of my questions. And if you don't know it, you find it. And that's what we do at Owen Insurance Group.
All day long. I tell you, it's great what we do. We love what we do. We love helping our clients. And if you're not our clients yet, hopefully soon you will be, because all you have to do is pick up the phone and call 772-210-1020. Or you can stop in our office at 1611 Northwest Federal Highway, which is just north of the Roosevelt Bridge. We're right next, close to Beaches MRI, and right behind Key West Diner, and next to this wonderful business called Guaranteed Garage Repair. They're in the house with us.
They're our neighbors.
Morning. Very good to have
very
Tracy
close to our office.
And by the way, just to stay tuned, because when we're done with Tracy, we're going to share with you some three basic myths about HSA plans. And if you have a HSA plan, you definitely want to stay tuned to hear this. If you do not have an HSA plan, you need to stay tuned to hear this, because there's some valuable information that we're going to share with you today. And there's only 26 days left for the special enrollment for HSA. For the ACA. So if you haven't taken advantage of that opportunity, stay tuned and we'll share some more information about that. All right, Tracy Yotis is with us in the studio this morning. We're glad to have Tracy with us. Tracy, say hello to the world.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tracy with Guaranteed Garage Repair. I'd like to thank Gary and Tom for the opportunity to come on their show. And that's who I am.
Well, Tracy, are you from South Carolina?
No, I'm from
Louisiana.
New Jersey.
Louisiana?
Alabama.
Are you from Rhode Island?
No, I'm just a Jersey girl in a Florida world.
Jersey girl. I like it.
Jersey girl in a Florida world.
So, Tracy, tell us a little bit about yourself. We know you're from Jersey. How long you been in Florida, and what got you inspired to be in the guaranteed garage repair business?
Okay, so in New Jersey, we do have another garage door company up there. I ran that company for several years. My children were ready to go off to college, and we wanted to branch off into another garage door company as well. So we did our research. We came up with Florida as being the number one with most garage doors in a small geographic area. It told me to come between Orlando and Miami, and Port St. Lucie is where I landed. And we started about 7 years ago.
Fantastic. And look at your business, man. I mean, it is just growing exponentially. What do you think is attributing to you guys like just knocking it out of the park?
Well, I believe it's the community. Our community, I hate saying them, I'm sorry. Our community is our best asset out there, and we are very prevalent in the community. We love our consumers, and our consumers love us. We love to give back to all different types of nonprofits, organizations for children, young youth, and we like to share our values with them and mentor them.
Isn't it great that we do such great work in the community, and you do what's right? I mean, if you're a business owner, especially, on the Treasure Coast is a small group of people and everyone pretty much knows everybody, but it's amazing when you do what's right, the word gets out, your credibility continues to expand, and everyone gets to know you and know your quality of work and your workmanship and do what you say you're going to do. Is those of us who come from the North, I think we have that in us, the work ethic in us to show up on time, to do what you say you're going to do. So kudos to you. And you also have who works for you.
Well, we are called the Dynamic Trio. I have my son, Jay Cap.
Jay!
Jay is the contractor for the company. And then we have Ange Cap, who...
Hey, Ange!
She does our HR and networking for the company.
And also, you belong to this phenomenal mastermind type networking organization, I understand.
Yeah, for sure. And that is run by Gary and Tom. And yes, we are business owners with mindsets, and we share each other's information as well as provide referrals to our local businesses, and they just come back to us. We like to support, share, and grow with the masterminds.
I love that. Support, share, and grow. That is our mantra, right? I mean, that's our mission for business owners out there. It's to work with one another and support each other's business so we can share with one another and grow. And that's a very important feature of the TC Masterminds group. So, I am a client of you guys, and it's great to call on us. Well, actually, I think I spoke to Jay Friday, and busy schedule that I have, I just can't leave my business and go on a weekday. And Jay says, Gary, we'll come to you on a Saturday or Sunday. I'm like, what? You work Saturdays and Sundays? Absolutely. So one of your workers came out on a Sunday and great job, gave us a quote. And I think the next day he had it installed and we were done. So it was a great experience. And we appreciate that service. It's amazing, Tracy, that you guys really show up when you say you're going to show up and do what you say you're going to do. It's awesome.
Well, thank you, Gary. We are open 24/7 for our community for any type of emergencies, as well as for any type of preparedness that they need for security of their home and or hurricanes.
So who picks up the phone at 2 a.m.?
Typically, Jay would. at 2 a.m., but I've answered it as well at 2 a.m.
So Tom, I think we should maybe like tag team. You call it 2, I'll call it 3.
Emergency. My
My
door
garage
won't
door is
open.
bent.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Robinson, we got it handled.
I love it. I love it.
Sorry.
So can you and listen, I mean, you do all the great things, your company and Jay and Andrew are constantly, you guys are constantly out in the community and networking and being part of the community. And that's what I always say to my agents. You've got to be a networking ninja. You got to be out there. You got to be visible. You got to be seen, because if you're out of sight,
Out of mind.
you're out of mind. So
Agreed. And we try to spread 3 of us out there to our community to let them know who we are and what we're about. And we support the different causes out in the community.
So
Yes,
you know,
Tracy.
as we were coming on the show, I kind of like said, Tracy, can we have a super duper special for Quality of Life radio listeners who tuning in? She said, sure, we'll give them 100% discount if for those of
Woo! I need a new garage.
Did you say 100%?
And I don't even have a garage. Can I just have one?
I'm just pulling everyone's leg.
Yes.
We do provide in-house finances as well as instant financing.
In-house financing, instant financing. So if somebody has had bad credit, how does that work if someone has bad credit?
Well, we would typically go through instant finance. They would end up with a higher interest rate.
Gotcha.
However, they buy most loans for garage doors.
So it's amazing the number of people that are out here. I mean, like, for example, myself, I'm working on my home, getting all impact sliders, impact glass done. And of course, it's taken forever for that to happen, but you know, we're still waiting for the last 3 windows to be installed. And come to find out, my bloody garage door is not hurricane rated. So I had to have that fixed, Tracy. So we thank you for that. But there's so many people in the community that have garage doors that can't withstand a hurricane, you know, category 3 or 4 or 5 hurricane. So I can happily say that I'm ready. I don't want one.
Bring it on.
But I'm ready.
Yeah. So at Guaranteed, we only sell Miami-Dade wind-loaded doors, which is the highest wind load in Florida, to protect all of our, community's home. And if you currently do not have an impact rated door, we do have hurricane doors in stock for immediate installation, as well as hurricane braces if you're looking for a custom door that we can add until your custom door arrives.
That's fantastic what they have available. I mean, it's amazing because so many people think their garage door is going to withstand the storm.
Right. And Tracy, tell us about the really fancy garage doors. If you want to, not only keep up with the Joneses, but leave the Joneses in the dust. Because Jay was telling me about some with marble in it and beautiful colors, and it's like a work of art.
Tom, you don't want to piss your neighbors off.
Oh, heck yeah.
Well, we do.
Why not?
Sure. We do have different custom doors. We have full view doors. We have overlay doors. We have wood-like doors. We have, whatever type of paint you want.
Wait a minute, back up. You said wood-like, marble-like?
Not necessarily marble-like.
Could you get marble-like doors?
Well, you can get
glass doors, mirrored,
yeah,
two-way mirrors.
Not two-way mirror, but
well, that'd
yes.
be fun.
But
yeah, that's right.
But we do have where you can't see in, but still can see out.
That's right.
So it's on the premise of a two-way mirror.
Really?
Oh, that would be cool.
If I hadn't spent all that money, I'd probably consider.
Yeah.
I'd probably consider doing that. That is really awesome.
He didn't pull out the book of two-way mirror doors.
So while we're having, I knew we'd have fun with
mirror.
Tracy in the studio this morning. We're already at 20 past the hour. Time for our first break. You're listening to the Quality of Life radio show with Gary Owen and Tom the Bouvier, WSTU 1450 AM and WPSL 1590 AM. If you've had too many coffees, time for a quick pee break. Hang tight. We're going to be right back.
commercial.
All right, welcome back from our short break. You're listening to the Quality of Life radio show, and a big thank you to one of our sponsors here is United Healthcare. Did you know that you can enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that includes access to their statewide provider network? That's why now could be a great time to take advantage of a plan from United Healthcare. With the United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plan, you can get more for your Medicare dollar, including benefits like $0 copays for covered preventative dental services, 0 copays for lab services, and access to the United Healthcare Medicare National Network. You can talk to a licensed representative today about United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, and you can call that number, Tom, which is a world famous, phenomenal, beautiful, sexy phone number.
772-210-1020. As a matter of fact, I just enrolled somebody in a Medicare Advantage with United Healthcare yesterday.
Congratulations.
Everything Gary said is true.
And by the way, I like your voice. You got that deep, silky voice.
Like Pepe Le Pew.
Well, as long as you don't smell like Pepe Le Pew, we'll be all happy.
No, I'm just Pepe. If I am not Le Pew.
Tom is on
All
the
right.
roll this morning. That's fantastic. Okay, everybody, in case you're just tuning in and you're wondering what the H is going on in the studio, we have Tracy Yotis here in the studio. She is the president, CEO, Mac Mama of Guaranteed Garage Repair. In fact, you guys are next door neighbors to a phenomenal insurance company I heard about.
Yes. Owen Insurance Group for sure.
That you caught on. That was a good lead.
So in other words, if you need great insurance agencies who are independent, who work hard for you, who look out for your best interest, that would be Owen Insurance Group in the North Stewart Center Plaza. And then when you get done looking for having us help you with your insurance planning needs, you can go and talk to Tracy and talk about what she can do to help you get a new garage door, faux finish, wood, 2A mirror looking,
Metallica color.
Shoots bullets out of there in case you have intruders, cool things like that. And then also we have, if you get hungry, all that work, for what you just did for that morning, you work up an appetite, Tom. So you have to go to Key West Diner. So, we're in a great little plaza. I think.
Key West Diner gets more coverage than anybody else,
and they
on
get
this
more
show.
business too, man.
Yeah, we're in there daily.
Yeah, we need to. They need to be a sponsor.
They should be a sponsor. They should pay for the whole
They don't
show.
need to be a sponsor. We talk about them so much.
So Tracy, what separates you and your business from all your competition out there? Inquiry minds want to know.
Well, one of them is that we're open 24/7. We do provide same-day service, typically within a 4-hour window, and we get the job completed once we're out there. Our trucks are fully stocked and loaded for any type of repair needs, as well as, we have garage doors in stock for immediate assistance,
So back up the horse for a second. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That means on the weekends and wee hours in the morning, we call you out, you come, but you don't charge a surcharge for weekends or do you?
We don't charge for normal business hours. However, during emergency service, after hours, we do charge an emergency service fee.
So how much, if I have an emergency and a critter ate out the center of my garage door and I need you there at 3:00 in the morning, how much are you going to charge me to come and fix my critter hole?
Well, typically I would talk you off the ledge and have you wait to morning business hours.
Just slap it with some tape.
Yeah, great
Put
tape.
something in front of it. But typically what we try to do is help the consumer get their garage door closed and then repair it during normal business hours. If it's something where you need to leave, if you have to get to the airport, we are there for you, and we do charge a service fee for that.
So what areas do you cover, Tracy? The whole Treasure Coast, or where are you?
Yeah, we cover a little further than the Treasure Coast. We go down into the Gold Coast as well. So we cover from Boca all the way up to Sebastian.
Wow, it's a nice area. And very important question. I know there somebody out there is watching, listening, and they're asking this question: are you properly licensed?
Yes, of course we are. We
Of
are.
course you are.
Of course, we obtained our contractor's license, which we had to go to school for, as well as take business law testing, as well as contractor testing, which we passed the first time around in a 10-year period.
You got out of 98.2%.
The bigger piece was we were the first ones to pass in a 10-year period the first time around.
That
Fantastic.
is awesome.
Now,
Somebody's brainy.
of course, they're a brainy.
Brainiacs.
Is hopefully while she's here, we'll get some more brainy.
Yes, osmosis,
let it all come
osmosis.
through. Then Tracy, are there competitors out there like yourself who maybe could be unlicensed?
We don't call those competitors and or
Very good.
or contractors. They're unlicensed people.
They're breaking the law, aren't they?
Correct.
And do you think that there are a lot of people here on the Treasure Coast, and in fact throughout the state of Florida, who are using unlicensed contractors who are not knowledgeable of that fact?
Yes, and the way the laws have it is that even if you don't know what the laws are, you're still liable to any sanctions that the laws have, and you can be fined when you go to try to sell your home if you have unpermitted work, and they put the fines right onto the homeowner as well as the unlicensed person.
So it would be prudent for all homeowners to query, make sure that that contractor who's coming to their home is properly licensed and insured.
Yes, and there is, you can request the actual licensing from the company when you're thinking about putting in a new garage door.
I bet you the majority of people don't even think about asking that type of question, and it's important.
Yeah, so part of our process when we do go out onto a call is we do show our consumers our contractor's license as well as all of our insurances that we do carry.
So to save a lot of heartache and financial burden and taxation from the local municipality, or penalties and fees for not using a licensed contractor, you should probably contact Tracy Yotis at Guaranteed Garage Repair, and then you won't have any problems. I guess that would be probably an accurate statement.
That is correct.
It makes her feel good too.
That's right. And no big surprise blowing up at you at the closing table. If they find out it hadn't been properly permitted, and that could be a big problem for sellers.
Yes.
So Tracy, how do these wonderful people on the Treasure Coast reach out to you, and where can you send them to get more information?
Well, they can reach us at 772-877-3877, or you can do an inquiry at service or sales at guaranteedgaragerepair.com.
And your address?
Our location in Stewart is 629 Northwest Buck Hendry Way in North Stewart. We also have a location in Jupiter and Harborside, and we have our location in Port St. Lucie where we started out.
Wow, you got 4 locations if you consider.
No, we have 3 locations. Well, our New Jersey is a separate company, and we do
Gotcha.
cover all of New Jersey, parts of New York, as well as parts of Pennsylvania.
Wow.
So do you run that one in New Jersey as well, or?
Actually, my sister runs that now. I used to run it. My sister runs that one.
Wow. So do you have your own Brinks truck yet?
I wish. I might go in with you on that plane, Gary.
Well, I think we all should go up to space. We talked to Jeff Bezos, and for a paltry $250,000, you could guarantee your seat, go to space. You could have some friends and make it a party, and who knows what could happen in a space capsule 50,000 feet in the air.
Only have a few minutes. Better be quick.
What do they say? What happens in space stays in space.
That sounds about right.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So we really appreciate Tracy being with us this morning. We're going to transition quick. I want to kind of share with you, and Tom actually can share this with you. I'm a big space nut. I absolutely love things having to do with space and science fiction, and especially what happened 52 years ago today, Tom.
Wow. I can't believe it's been 52 because I remember this event. I was 7 years old.
I was only 2 years old.
Do you remember?
Tracy?
Yes.
No.
I'm not asking.
She wasn't born yet.
Like Neil Armstrong, who?
The guy who rides bikes and got found to be doping.
Was that Neil or Scott?
Appears to be
Here we go. There he is.
very, very fine grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder.
And what was he saying? What was his famous
it's very
words? I think Evan's going to play it
I'm
here.
going to step off the limb.
There we go.
Here we go. For the world to hear.
One small step for man. One giant leap for mankind.
Amazing. 52
Woohoo!
years ago. How amazing.
That was very
Like,
cool.
the hair on my neck is standing up.
That's right. I recall sitting there as a kid just watching that black and white television, and it was quite fuzzy, just as you heard it. But
Thank you, Evan.
Anyway,
That was
thank you,
just
Evan.
perfect.
so I didn't have to talk so much. Thank you.
So go ahead.
Okay, so 52 years ago today at 10:56 p.m., American astronaut Neil Armstrong, 240,000 miles from Earth, speaks these words to more than 1 billion people listening at home. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for
I
mankind.
think you said it better than that.
He did. Stepping off the lunar landing module, the Eagle, Armstrong became the first human to walk on the surface of the moon. 4 days later, Apollo 11, with astronauts Neil Armstrong, Aldridge, and Collins, splashed down in the Pacific Ocean July 24th at 12:51 p.m. And last week, Sir Richard Branson blasted into space, becoming the first civilian spacecraft to enter space. And today, on the anniversary of Armstrong's moonwalk, Jeff Bezos blasted into space with the oldest person and the youngest person going into space.
Amazing.
What an
Where we
adventure.
are 52 years later, half a century later, and we've got civilians going into space, civilian spacecraft. It's an amazing thing. I can't wait till we get to go on our ride.
Oh, yeah.
Could be a TC mastermind trip
Yes, it
To
to
should.
space.
That'd be nice.
That'd be
Only
really-
need to sell
really
5,100 more
5
doors, right?
million.
The garage door.
We might have to franchise.
Yeah. Oh,
what an
sounds
epiphany.
good.
I think I'm going to give up my radio acting and then just go ahead and get on the road again. We could sing that song all day long.
On the road again.
Tracy, sing it.
I don't know.
I
I just can't wait to be on the road again.
I don't know where I am. I thought I was going to be interviewed on a radio show. Okay, so also I want to share information with everybody about the ACA before we take our next break in about 3.5 minutes. So, Tom, there are only 26 days left. So there's still time for those procrastinators to get coverage for health insurance coverage because of the special enrollment period through August 15th. So it's really important because now there's expanded financial assistance out there through the federal government with the higher tax subsidies. So far, over 2 million Americans have taken advantage of that special enrollment period with the higher subsidies. But yet there's still another 4 million Americans out there who can qualify who are, I don't know why. Maybe they're just procrastinating. They think it doesn't apply to them. But if you have a ACA health plan, or if you don't, you should be giving Owen Insurance Group a call so we can do an analysis to see if it makes sense to actually what your new subsidy would be, because we just had a couple they couldn't qualify before. They didn't qualify for a subsidy because of their income. So the husband and wife now, in fact, we do business with this company as well. And, between the two of them, they're a little over $150,000 reported MAGI a year, modified adjusted gross income. And even at that amount of income, they still qualified for a $691 subsidy. So they were absolutely impressed. They were happy about that. And there are so many people like them who could qualify for a greater subsidy, but you just haven't taken the opportunity to pick up the phone, call Owen Insurance Group to see how we can help you, maybe get you a better plan, a lower deductible or a $0 deductible for a $0 premium or a lower premium. Most premiums we're seeing are coming in less than $100 a month.
It's amazing, Gary. So many people, as you said, they think that I can't qualify, or I tried the marketplace many years ago and kind of got some bad taste in their mouth about it. But please take 5 minutes, literally just 5 minutes out of your day. That's about all the time I would need, or Gary or one of our wonderful agents in the office need to take some basic information and then run some quotes, email them to you, and then let you decide. We could explain it to you. So literally for 5 minutes, the return on your investment, if you were looking at your time as money type aspect, 5 minutes could literally save you thousands of dollars per year, or save your life if you don't have health insurance. Yes. And you're not going to get preventative care and get that colonoscopy and do things that potentially would show up if you did it. And so it could really save your life. It's not an exaggeration
and
for us to say that.
We thankfully
we have done that.
Yes. So we've got proof in the pudding that we're doing the right things and taking care of our people. So Tracy, repeat after me. ARPA. ARPA. What does ARPA mean?
ARPA means
ARPA.
40 plus.
ARPA. No, that's AARP.
Okay.
That's ARPA. Well, I guess you're from the Jersey. You have to add the A to it. It is the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. And due to that signature going into law back in March, Biden signed, that means that the higher subsidies are now for everybody, and that will be through the end of 2022. So everybody should take advantage of the higher subsidies, the lower premiums. And by the way, this upcoming open enrollment period coming up November 1st, that will be extended from what we understand now. Instead of November 1st to December 15th, it's going to run through the entire month of December and possibly part of January as well. But I say that to tell you that there are 2 new carriers coming on the Treasure Coast, 3 new carriers actually coming on the Treasure Coast for 2022. We're excited. Aetna is getting back into the race. United Healthcare is getting back into the race. Bright Health is going to have phenomenal plans coming in as well. So, Tom, we're excited about what's going to happen. I know we're running past 40 minutes past the hour. Time for our second break. We thank you for tuning in, for watching, for listening to the Quality of Life radio show here in WSTU downtown Stuart, Florida. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Okay, everybody, you're listening to the Quality of Life Radio Show. Welcome back from our very short break. And by the way, I want to say a big thank you to one of our phenomenal sponsors of our show, WellMed Medical, and a shout out to our friend Tanner. And by the way, you know that a good primary care physician is always in great demand. And it's amazing, Tom. There are so many people out here today who don't even have a primary care provider to go to, or they're going to a primary care provider that's not giving them the time and attention that they need and that they deserve. So go check out WellMed Medical for all of your primary care needs. There are 4 convenient locations located right here on the Treasure Coast. And Tom, who else do we want to say a thank you to?
We love our friends at Lot Insurance Services. So you can really trust them with your home, auto, boat, and business insurance needs. So if you're looking to save a lot, call the Lot Brothers, located on US 1, just north of Midway Road in St. Lucie County.
Very good. We love our sponsors, so we really do appreciate all of our sponsors. And while we're on break, Tracy asked me a very good question, so I'm gonna have her ask that, and Tom can answer, because Tom is kind of losing his voice, and he sounds sexy with his deep, silky voice. So we're gonna let our listeners enjoy that. Tracy, what was your question?
Yeah. So I was wondering, at what age do you start making your inquiries for your type of insurance?
So what's a qualification age, basically,
or what time, at what point in your life should you start inquiring to see what's out there and what's offered?
Well, Tom, I want you to handle that one.
Sure. And I'll take Medicare first. So if a person is going on to Medicare at the traditional age of 65, we would love to talk to them. You can't begin too early. Let's just say it that way.
64, we should be talking
by minimum 64, even if you're 63 years old, because all the understanding, all the questions are coming up in your mind, or people are beginning to pose to you. Are you going to draw Social Security? Are you going on to Medicare? Or do you have a group plan? Are you going to stay on it? So even at 63, but minimum 64, as Gary said, we would love to talk to you, because your mailbox is going to start getting filled. Your phone calls are going to start happening, emails, unsolicited knocks on the door. And as I said about a recent client, so many people trying to talk to you, even licensed agents who really don't know how to communicate or know how to really make it simple, will begin to you'll be bombarded with those issues. And we do simplify insurance planning so that people can enjoy a stress-free life that they deserve. So 64 for Medicare people.
And then I'll add one more thing to that, Tom, before you transition to ACA ages. But really, for those small business owners and people that have a higher net worth, if your household income is over $160,000, $164,000 a year, you need to be talking to us 2 years prior to going on Medicare, because you could be dealing with IRMAA charges, the income related monthly adjusted amount. So instead of paying your typical Part B premium of $148.50 a month, if you're over that income bracket, and it's tiered in 5 different levels, you could be paying $748 a month for your Part B premium. So you should talk to us at least 2 years, because Social Security is going to go back 2 years and look at your income 2 years. So when you're at 63, whatever your income was, your household income at 63, that's the IRMAA charge that you're going to pay when you get on Medicare. So these are important things that you need to know. And I can tell you that the typical insurance agent out there who goes to a class and takes their test, and they don't learn anything else about this industry, and they're not engaged in the Medicare side of the business, I guarantee you they're going to do you an injustice. So why should you do business with Owen Insurance Group?
We'll simplify it. We'll make it clear. We'll treat you right, and we'll do a fiduciary responsibility. We'll treat you.
So you're saying we're professional?
We're professional.
We're
ethical,
and we will never jeopardize the health and welfare of our clients. And that's really super important, because our license is on the line and our credibility is on the line. So we will always do what's right for our clients 100% of the time. Now, Tom, can a 5-year-old Tracy has a granddaughter and maybe 30 of them, and they're
30 granddaughters at 5 years old.
Woo! Woo, Ange, look out. She's gonna be a busy mom. Can they get insurance on their own? And what's a good age to have health insurance?
Well, Gary, actually, that's something answer. I think you might need to answer the 5 year. I do know there's insurance that I've sold to individuals under 18 through a plan, a short-term medical plan.
Correct.
And,
Exactly.
and most children can be on their parents' insurance up till age 26.
Perfect.
So we have quite a few people who are just turning 26 who are on these ACA or the short-term medical plan, depending on their specific needs. And if individuals are working and they have an income at, I believe, at 18, they would be able to get an insurance policy on their own.
And we're seeing those types of folks get a $0 premium because they're not making a lot of money.
I have a lot of 20-year-olds and 22, 23, under 26, and they're out on their own.
50, 60-year-olds are getting $0 premium. So it's amazing, the opportunity. But you just got to wake up, people, and pick up the phone. Stop procrastinating.
5 minutes could save your life.
5 minutes can save you $5,000.
It could save a lot of things.
More.
Save you.
It's an amazing opportunity. So, all right. So that's did we answer your question, Tracy?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Did you have any other questions for us that we can answer?
No, I think Angie needs to be calling. She's turning 26.
Well, like what makes us so dynamic and handsome? You don't want to answer? She's giving us
Your personality.
She's giving us an evil eye. I won't go that far, Gary. You got a radio face, Gary. Stay it. All right. So let's talk about the 3 myths. There are myth number 1. There's a myth number 2. And there's a myth number 3. And they're all related to HSA. Repeat after me, Tracy. HSA.
HSA.
What does that stand for?
Health. I don't know, insurance.
What if you were in the garage?
Subsidy insurance.
What if you were in the guaranteed garage repair business? What would that acronym stand for?
Home security.
Home security.
High saturated asset protection. I don't know. HSA, health savings accounts. I mean, it's
okay.
It's amazing that there's so many people out there that aren't taking advantage of this phenomenal opportunity. An HSA, a health savings account, basically is a tax advantage savings account that you would use with your HDHP, your high deductible health plan, right? So typically, right now the government says that you can contribute $3,600 a year into your health savings account, pre-tax, right? If your family, you can save up to $7,200 a year. If you're 55 and over, like a couple of folks here in this studio are, minus me, they have $1,000 catch-up contributions that they can add to that. So there is some great opportunities to save money. This will help you in your retirement as well. So myth number 1, and by the way, the minimum deductible on a high deductible, people, as soon as they hear the word high deductible, they shut down. They tune you out. They see the lips are flapping, but they're not hearing anything, right? So it's a misconception. Even in Medicare, you have a high deductible Medicare supplement plan, but that high deductible is only $2,370. So now here with the ACA on a high deductible plan, your minimum deductible is $1,400 per individual, and the maximum high deductible is only $7,000. So keep that in mind. But the first myth on an HSA plan is that HSAs are only a good option for those with a lot of money, like Tracy Yotis. So people say, yeah, Tracy probably doesn't deserve or doesn't need an HSA plan. But, many consumers believe that HSAs are just a tax shelter for the wealthy. We're a low-cost health insurance alternative for young and healthy individuals. That is a myth. The truth is that up to 65% of consumers would benefit financially from being in a high deductible health plan paired with the HSA, the health savings account. And these plans and accounts support a diverse group of participants who have middle-class incomes and families, and even with chronic conditions. So I have some stats I printed off this morning. So some HSA participants by the numbers. $72,000 is the average household income. So people who have HSAs, that's the average income. 59% are 39 years of age or older. 52% have children. What's that?
Children.
Oh,
Pitter patter.
oh, okay. 37% have a high school diploma or less. And then 10% consider themselves to be unhealthy. So if you think for a moment that HSA plans aren't for you, you need to think again. The second myth, I've got some more information to share too, but a second myth on HSAs that they're for short-term medical expenses only. So there are three things that consumers can do with their HSA funds. So we think about retirement, right? We think about 401k plans, life insurance, with IULs, overfunding our life insurance policies, and Roth IRAs. But a HSA plan can be a great investment vehicle as well. So there are three things that consumers can do with their HSA funds. They can obviously pay for immediate eligible out-of-pocket healthcare expenses. They can save to pay for future healthcare expenses. So let's say that Tracy now is aging into Medicare. She's 65. She can no longer contribute to your HSA. Matter of fact, Tracy, 6 months prior to turning 65, you have to stop your contributions to your HSA account. But let's say that you're 75 now, 10 years later, and you need to have a $25,000 outpatient procedure. You've got money sitting in your HSA. You can use that. It's tax-free. It's a great thing to do. Also, number 3, invest for growth. Again, just another vehicle for retirement savings. And the power of HSA tax benefits. I mean, HSA, quite frankly, they deliver the power of a triple tax savings. So tax deductible contributions, which reduce the federal income taxes consumers owe. Also tax-free growth of your funds, and then tax-free withdrawal as long as the funds are used for qualified medical expenses. So, and I think that this is something that everybody should be considering. There are so many people that do not have an HSA plan or high deductible health plan. And in fact, I have one, and Kathy has one. So I think there's a lot of value to having those. And then the third myth is high deductible health plans are the more expensive option. Well, that is another misconception. When paired with a health savings account, high deductible health plans are the most cost-effective health plan for most people. And again, as I said earlier, I think the hesitation comes because they automatically hear a high deductible and it kind of like turns them off. So one of the things that you could do, for example, people have a PPO plan, let's say, and they're paying for a rich plan. It's costing them $500 a month. Well, imagine this. You could take the high deductible health plan that saves $250 a month. So you save $250 a month, and you put that $250 a month into your HSA account. Continue to grow that. And then if you don't use it, it rolls over to next year. It's not like a flexible savings account where if you don't use it, you lose it. That's BS. So anyway, in a great way, quite frankly, to enroll into if you have a high deductible health plan, it would certainly do you good to enroll. What I use personally is HSA Bank, hsabank.com. You can set up your HSA account there. And by the way, people are saying, well, Gary, how can you use your HSA account in retirement? So after you're 65, what are you going to do? Well, what about nursing care costs and things of that nature, right? Nursing care, copays and deductibles, dental and vision, prescription drugs, because we know that PDP plans are getting more costly. We know the cost of drugs are getting more expensive. You can also use them for your Medicare premiums, your Part B and your Part D premiums. You can't use it if you have a Medicare supplement. Obviously, you can't use it for that. But if you have a Part B premium, we talked about the IRMA charges and the Part B premiums. Part D, you can certainly use it for. Hearing aids, wheelchairs, and walkers, which I'll be using here probably next year if I don't straighten up. X-rays and long-term care insurance premiums. So, Tom, there is a vast array of what you can do
if I was
HSA.
taking notes, my hand would be on fire. And if you did not get all of that, give Gary a call at 772-210-1020 and he'll explain it.
And we
to
can
you.
help you, man.
Yeah.
We can help you with
Make
your,
it
if you're a
clear.
small business owner, you have 4 or more employees, we can talk to you about HSA health insurance plans and ACA plans, whatever makes sense for you. We'll sit down and we'll do a cost analysis for you. Holy Moses, it's 11 o'clock. Well, next
Where'd
week,
the hour go, Tracy?
where does it go?
Wow.
Exactly. Our special guest on next week's show is going to be the one and only, the two, Lisa Tufo and Ron Rose of the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce.
Whoa.
Yeah, we'll be happy to have them with us. And Tom and I will continue providing valuable insurance planning solutions and helping you simplify insurance planning. Hey, guys and gals, thanks for joining us this morning. We hope that you enjoyed the show. If you didn't, you're either sleeping or you're dead. Please be sure to share us with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. And remember, stay safe, keep healthy, be happy, and
Enjoy your quality of life.